All right, let's get this thing going, man. Audio check. Yo, yo. Let me know if y'all can hear me. We are live, baby. If y'all can confirm, if y'all can hear me all right, if y'all can see me okay. Okay, audio is good, loud and clear. Audio and video good. I apologize. I got junk all in the background. I just got back from Japan, as a lot of y'all know. I'm sure it's gonna be some comments about that. But we're gonna get into it, man. Hope everybody's well. I'm about to cut this hair off too. All right, I hope all of y'all are well. Final audio check before I go forward, because y'all know how stuff goes when you go on live. Everything fall apart and stops working. So if somebody could just comment again to let me know that everything is okay, I'll be happy to know that it worked the first time. Okay, all good. I'm happy to hear that, man. I'm happy to hear that. Anyways, before we get started, I know it's midday. We did not plan this stream. I got some music playing in the background, so let me know if it's, make sure it's not distracting. But quick roll call. First of all, let me know where you're from. Okay. I love seeing where y'all are. I ain't even put the bicep on the screen yet. You talking about that right there? There you go. Let me know where y'all from before we get started. I love doing roll calls to see where everybody is hailing from. It always like intrigues me that people from all over the world be popping up at Terry's stream. Like, what? All right, so I'm gonna start. I mean, Cleveland, Ohio. Unfortunately, it's nothing here. It's nothing here except for if you want to get robbed. That's what you could get from Cleveland. But VA in the house. Shout out to Virginia in the house. We got H-Town in the house. Shout out to Houston. We got Florida in the house. I love Florida. I've never been to Rhode Island, though. Never been to Rhode Island. I've always imagined Rhode Island just like a place with fog. Like, that's it. But anyways, we got Tampa in the building. Shout out to Tampa. I love Florida. My wife is from Cleveland. All right. Hot Arizona. Man, I do not want to come there. I've been there one time. It was not fun. Norway in the house. That's what I'm talking about. So we got Norway. You are halfway around the world tuning into Tight Shirt Terry stream. That's love. That's so dope. Sydney, Australia in the house. Wow. So dope. If you drop where you from, y'all, don't be in here just staring at me. We got a lot of, hey, I'm gonna put on the screen. We got a lot to talk about today. But Sydney, Australia in the house. Romania in the house. Germany in the house. Here's a fun fact. I was born in Germany. I was born on a military base in Germany. One of my children's name, my daughter's name, is Germany. I named her Germany because that's where I was born at. But Germany in the house. Texas in the house. Atlanta in the house. Denmark in the house. Living in the UK. What lens are you using? Right now, Tamron 17 to 28. And I'm using the ZVE1 to live stream. Saskatoon. I don't know where that is. Amsterdam in the house. Grew up in Cincinnati. See, Cincinnati and Cleveland are like two totally different things. You can't even relate them. Cincinnati is like fancy compared to Cleveland. But I have no clue where Saskatoon is. That don't even sound like a real place. Well, Louisiana in the house, Chicago in the house. I'm gonna let roll call go for another 2 to 3 minutes, and then we're gonna hop right into the meat and potatoes. If you in here, first of all, I appreciate you for tuning in on a Thursday afternoon. Half of y'all probably at work, so thank you for coming to hang out. And hit the like button, yo. Don't be in here staring at me. No, I didn't skip over Katy, Texas. I said Texas in the house. Shout out to Texas. Chicago in the house. Hey, I don't want to come there either. Saskatoon. Okay. Do I have a German passport? No. Because I was born on the United States military base and my father signed my birth certificate right away as a U.S. citizen, I am not German. I've always been a United States citizen. So I don't have a German passport. We're going to do roll call for about another 2 to 3 minutes, and then it's about to go down. You hear me? Cam Mackey, how much did Lumix pay you? What up, Cam? That's my boy in the house. Connor Wells, coffee, that is all. Listen, I want another cup of coffee right now. I'm on an hour and a half of sleep right now. I'm trying to reserve my next cup of coffee as my pre-gym coffee, but I want some right now. But yeah, if you in here, hit the like button, drop where you from. Don't just be freaking staring at me like a weirdo. We are talking some controversy today. I know y'all love controversy. Talk about the Lumix S9. We're going to get into it in like 2 minutes. So let's do some housekeeping stuff right quick. Oh, 614 in the building. That's Columbus. The ZV-E1 is Sony's best camera. Arguable. But let's do some housekeeping stuff, okay? Oh, look at Evan in the house. Cam is taking heat and can't handle it. You gonna let Evan talk about you like that, man? Toronto in the house. All right, let's do the housekeeping stuff. All right, first of all, I know this stream is not planned. Who's peeping around the corner? Come in here. Like always, one of my kids is peeking around the corner. Come here, poop butt. It's my boy. What's up? What's up, champ?
It was not letting me come upstairs.
I'm like, man, I know I saw something behind me. And then I looked over there. You wasn't there. You want to come say what's up? Come say what's up. What you eating?
Candy.
Say what's up.
What's up?
So his nickname is Poop Butt. You want to know why I call him Poop Butt? Because he started calling me Poop Butt one day after I farted. So that's what we call each other now. That's my boy. All right. Okay. Yeah, we're going to get on that subject too. Because, hey, all right, look. Okay. I love mine. You still loving that Sony handheld? Absolutely. It's 10:40 p.m. in Romania. That's crazy. Romania in the house. All right, let's get on with the housekeeping stuff because I keep saying that I'm gonna do the housekeeping. So I did not script this. Okay, this is super impromptu. All of the links for everything is in the description. So don't come in here asking me where the links is at. Everything in this stream is in the description. Ain't much, but if you want, it's in there. Okay. The next thing is this is how TerryWarfield eats and feed my family. So do not feel like you have to send any type of super chat or monetary gift or whatever. But if you want to, it's certainly appreciated. And usually what I do with these super chats, anytime I live stream, is I always take some and I give back in some type of way. I usually bless somebody from Twitter. Like any of y'all who used to come on my live streams, you know how I get out. If y'all, when I get blessings, some of it go back out. And this is how we pay the bills in this joint. So, don't feel obligated, but if you do, I certainly appreciate it. Right now, we're at about 50 people. I'm always including my kids. Kofi, what up, baby? I'm always including my kids, yo. Like I can't be around men who don't take care of their children. So if that's you in the chat and I'm talking about you, I'm sorry, but listen, I don't rock with people that don't take care of their kids. I love my kids. They're not all my biological kids, but I consider them all my children. And I treat them all the same. So anyways, we got a super chat already. Monte Weaver, man. Thank you so much. Wow. I'm grateful, bro. I don't take super chats lightly. I know how hard the dollar is to come by. So when somebody says, you know what, I'm gonna take some money out of my pocket and go support Terry, man, thank you so much. On behalf of me and my family, I appreciate it. And it will go to good use. Your live, this is new. I like it. I used to do live streams all the time, but I got away from it. But I'm really trying to build out like this community. I don't want to be known for my camera work. I want people to come because they like what I do, and I feel like live streaming is a way where I can really like get to kick it with y'all and hang out with y'all. So here we are, but we about to get into it. My children aren't my children anymore, but I'm still hooking them up. I feel that. I don't know how deep that go, but I feel that. Oh, Armando in the building. Arigato gozaimasu. All right, let's talk about it, man. So the Lumix S9, I'm gonna quit wasting y'all time. The Lumix S9 has garnered up so much freaking hate. Okay. And some of it's warranted, some of it's not warranted. I don't know if y'all watched my video on it or not. We have a whole playlist, all of me and my guys who went to Japan, which I'm about to tackle that first. I got this camera from Lumix. Okay. I ain't freaking pay for it. They gave it to me. It ain't no shady stuff. Like they gave me the camera. Some of y'all Saudi boys be mad because they didn't give y'all a camera. Like, yeah, they gave it to me on a long-term loan. I'm sorry you didn't get one. Don't hate me because I got one and you didn't. All right. And it's not like a super expensive camera. The camera is $1,500. But what I'm saying is there's been a lot of saltiness going around, and I'm not on here to like start drama or cause problems, but y'all know how I get on. I'm gonna speak my mind regardless. I don't care what nobody got to say about it. There's been a lot of saltiness going around. A lot of saltiness going around from people. And I'm not gonna name no names. The people know who they are. But it's not just about them not getting the camera. There's people that are salty that, you know, I'm trying not to go there. But it just seemed like a lot of hate going around against the camera, which is fair. The camera ain't for everybody. Against the creators, though, also, that chose to be a part of it. Now, I'm going to speak my piece on this because I feel like it's necessary. Can't nobody tell Tight Shirt TerryWarfield what he do. Can't nobody make me say nothing. I even tell y'all in the videos I make, I got paid, but so what? They can't stop me from saying what I'm going to say. Now, obviously, this is my job. So if I say something negative, it's tasteful. And it's feedback for the brands. I'm not on here like, oh, this sucks. They should never make another camera. But I also, when I sign contracts with companies, I tell them, like, no, if you want me to drop a review or something without feedback, I won't do it unless you want to pay me for an overview. If you want to pay me for an overview, I'll do it. But I'm going to tell my audience this is an overview and not Terry's opinion. I'm just telling you what the camera is all about because the brand paid me to do so. But y'all get on my nerves about that because people be like, oh, Terry, you shouldn't have took a paid deal and you're a shill. And do I come to your job telling you how to do your job? And I might not be specifically talking about you, but I'm gonna air the whole thing out again I'm not gonna air anybody out. I'm gonna air the situation out. I'm so sick of people coming on my channel and other people's channels. Let's just hone in on this Lumix event, right? Leaving comments like you only saying positive stuff because you got paid. Hey, I ain't get paid, you idiot. I did not get paid for it. Not from Lumix, at least. I got paid from some of my other sponsors, but I didn't get paid for it. But even if I did get paid for it, what's the problem? What is the problem? And that's where I get tight at, because when your favorite celebrity is on TV and you watching them in a movie and they got paid for the role that you were being influenced by, you ain't mad at them saying, oh, he got paid for that role that just influenced me. No, y'all grown. So y'all got to stop coming in these comment sections getting mad at us like we put a freaking you know what to your head and forced you to buy something. Y'all are grown people. I'm only giving you my perspective and my opinion on something that I'm reviewing. The next thing is, just because one of y'all thinks that this is a terrible camera, don't mean that the rest of us in the world should think it's a terrible camera. If you think that I think what you think that I should feel about this camera that I care about, I don't. I don't care what you think that I should feel about this camera. You get what I'm trying to say? I don't care how you feel about how I should feel about this camera. That's what I'm trying to say. The camera is not for everybody. Just like every other camera ain't for freaking everybody. And I specifically said in my video when I got started, the camera ain't for everybody. And I specifically said in the video, the camera got some flaws. And there's so many comments on my video or other people's videos that we were paid shills and we left out the negative stuff. How? How did I leave out the negative stuff if I told you every negative thing about the camera? It doesn't like some of these comments make no sense. And I know I'm talking to some of y'all in the comment section. I'm glad you in here so I can tell you to your face. Some of these make no sense. You're hyping up the camera. No, I'm hyping up the stuff that I'm happy about that the camera has. And I'm also down in the stuff that I don't like that the camera has. Okay. I'm gonna leave that there. Quit coming in my comment section talking about I'm paid or can't nobody buy my opinion, yo. Nobody. Nobody. The next thing. Some of y'all have comments about me going to Japan. He's only saying this positive stuff because he went to Japan. Would you not go to Japan? I got an all expense paid trip to Japan. Okay. You can hate me all you want to. I was out there living. I was out there living. All of y'all sitting here on the internet, Twittering and threads and Instagramming about people being in Japan. Think I'm worried about that? I'm over here eating freaking ramen in Japan on a company's dime. Now, there have been some interesting perspectives that I appreciate. For example, Gerald Undone, that's my boy. Okay. Gerald is a genuine friend to me. Even if we disagree on something, Gerald has, wow, my ZVE1 is about to overheat. Go figure. Wait a minute. Go figure, bro. I never had overheating problems with this camera. Let me see if I can turn down the monitor. Yeah, see, I told y'all no camera's perfect. No camera is perfect. Let me turn it down, turn the monitor down, turn the display down to standard. All right. Hopefully that solves some stuff. And let's open the battery door. Hopefully this camera don't shut off. Hey, wow. That's crazy. That is hilarious, bro. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? This is hilarious. Hopefully you can hear me. Somebody please confirm that you can hear me. Okay. All right, hold on. Let me go back in here and switch it. We should be back on main camera. Are we good? Yes. We are back, yo. That's terrible. All right, hold on. I got to switch this plate. Hold on 1 second. That is hilarious. It's almost like I called it. All right, I got to take this switch plate off. Hold up. Man, we was on a roll too. It was just getting good. Yeah, I got it. I was rolling. I know exactly where I left off. So hold on 1 second. Okay, at least I could start talking again while I take off. I'm telling you, there's no way anybody else would have been able to pull that off. That was the greatest recovery I ever seen. That was like coming back at a Super Bowl game, yo. That was amazing. Yeah, somebody say something crazy so I get fired up again. Call me like a paid shield or something like that. All right, A7R5 is now on. Oh yeah, a lot of chaos today. Yeah, butter knife for the win because I can't find my multifunction tool to screw down this plate. All right. Okay, let me double check and make sure I got everything set up. Turn auto ISO off. Make sure my audio is coming from the right places. Okay, mic A7R5. Okay, we should be good to go. Please confirm that we are good to go. Somebody. Audio check, video check, so we could get back rolling. I'm telling y'all, y'all need to go tell somebody about this recovery. Because I don't think you will never witness a greater recovery in the camera space than what just happened. You won't. in case you missed it, okay, I was using the ZVE1 for live stream. I've never had trouble with this overheating before. And then what happened? I was like, you know what? My ZV1 is overheating. And then guess what it did? It shut off. So I begged everybody not to leave, which shout out to y'all for not leaving. I went and grabbed my A7R5, had to switch the Arca switch plate, the microphone, the lens, all while hoping that y'all didn't leave it. Y'all didn't. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all for not leaving. Now, where was I? Okay. I was on a roll. We are talking about the Lumix S9. Let me get back to my bearings. Okay. Yeah, let me look through these comments real quick. Okay, hold up. Okay, so let me say that the FX the ZVE1 is prone to overheating. I usually live stream with it. I never have any issues, so I don't know why this time maybe people said that I was talking about Japan, so it got hot. I don't got the FX3 no more. I sold it. Ben said I got canceled. They trying to shut me down. Yep. I'm gonna tell y'all what. As soon as Cam Mackey walked in here, everything went to crap. That's what happened. All right, so the mic went with it. Yeah, so I'm actually using here. Let me show y'all something. This is actually the DJI mic. That's the DJI mic. Did I just break this thing? Oh my goodness, what happened? Hold up, technical difficulties. These are the challenges of streaming, y'all. All right, we back. So it's a little DJI mount holder that I got from Original Dobo. He makes them. He 3D prints them. So because the camera died, it couldn't receive any audio signal. And I would say that this sounds great to be a wireless mic. All right, so A7S3 still goated. S5 II, who else have pressed it? Who else have? I don't know what that is. While Terry's busy, y'all, this man farts so much he can literally clear the city out. This is true. Oh, Sony cameras for sure overheat. Okay, it just depends on which one you have. I happen to think this whole thing was hilarious. Blake said the Sony got jealous. I just got undone. Time to switch to the S9. You want to know? Okay, we get in here, but guess what the S9 does not have? USB live streamer. Total miss. I'm going to talk about that in a second. Saved. Terry Come Back is the new single. That's funny. It started as soon as I started speaking on Japan. Cam is jumping from Josh to Terry stream. Oops, me too. Hi, Talia. Come on, my baby down here. We already had Poop Button Deuce on here. Hi. You need your hairbrush. Hey, come on. What's on your nose? What is this? Is that a booger?
No, it's slime.
Is that a booger on your nose?
No, it's slime.
You want to come say hi?
Yeah.
So this is my little love bug. The whole time I was in Japan, she was calling me and messaging me every day and sending me the sweetest videos, and I just love you so much. All right, say hi.
Hi, what's up, kids?
All right, what are you up there making?
Nothing.
Why do you smell like lotion and soap? Guilty. What are you doing, Talia?
I'm my slime.
Okay, love you. Bye. Ouch.
I put lotion in my slime because it makes it soft. And I put shaving cream too.
What camera are we on now? A7R5. Yeah, I had to whip out the butter knife. All right. What's going on? Seems a bit chaotic. We live in chaos over here, baby. This life, huh? You hungry? Yeah. You need to ask Deuce to help you. The Panasonic pay for that butter knife. You know it. All right. All right, let's get back to it, okay? Am I coming to Center Gear? Do bears poop in the woods? Absolutely, I'll be there. What up? What up? Multi-tool butter knife. Yeah, paid shield recovery skills. Yes, I love it. I am a paid shield from what I keep hearing. Would I pick the ZVE1 or Lumix S9 S5 2X? All right, let me finish. Okay, poopy butt spot. That was my daughter. Um, so this is what's so dope, man. Watching them watch me and aspire to kind of do what I get to do, which is such a blessing. I get to make YouTube videos and live off of it, yo. Like I get to make social media content and you know get paid more than people I know with freaking doctorates. Like it's a lot of work and it's been years getting to this point. So don't think you can just upload a video, go viral, and then your life has changed. No. And I still have, financial issues and woes and problems like everybody else does, but I get to make a living off of this. And it's so incredible, yo. So anyways, back to Japan. Okay, I think the last thing I talked about was how Gerald just put out a statement earlier, which shout out to Gerald because Gerald is my homeboy, saying that although he understands basically why creators take these trips, like trips to Japan, he thinks the system behind it is flawed, speaking on the brand's behalf. And I agree. So basically what the brands do, and you can't be mad at them because they a business. But when they got something new coming, they get all the creators, they fly them out, wine them and dine them, and then get us all excited about a new camera release or whatever it is. And then they give us the camera in this exotic place for us to walk around with. And while we're out frolicking with our friends and having a good old time in Japan and all these other places, if you ever realize during the live stream event, the company obviously doesn't tell you what's wrong with the product. What company would? You don't go to Best Buy and go shop for a new refrigerator and they come and tell you, well, don't buy this one because X, Y, and Z. No, their job is to sell. So, of course, during a live streamed event that a company puts on, they're not going to tell you what's wrong with it. It's up to us, the creators, to find out what's wrong with it. Okay? I'm not mad at that take. And I'm also not mad at the take on creators shouldn't be playing the game. I'm not mad at that. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. And one could say that if all of the creators stopped playing the game, then the brands would have to adjust and move accordingly. And I agree with that, but that won't happen. Here's where my issue comes in at. What I don't like is, excuse me, because either you chose not to come or you didn't get invited, for anybody to then go throw shade on the people that did choose to take part of it. That's what I don't like. Okay. There's even been comments on my last video, like, and I'm not going to throw anybody's name in the fire. I don't do stuff like that. But there were comments on the video basically insinuating that because somebody said X, Y, and Z, that all of a sudden I'm promoting crap because I got paid for it. And it just don't work like that, yo. I don't know who y'all been watching or what y'all used to. It don't happen like that on this channel. And in fact, I specifically talked about all the things that were wrong with the camera before I spoke about the good stuff. Because there's a lot of stuff wrong with it. Here goes my other one. What's up, girl? What's up? Talia told you to come down here?
No.
Oh, come on, say hi. Now, this is Germany. To the person that was born that's from Germany. So this is, make sure the side door stays closed. And do not go from in front of the house. Come around here. Come on. What you been up there? Can you get a snack? Come say hi. This is the one they say is my twin. She looks just like me. Look at the camera. And you need your hair fixed. Look at your hair. Look at your hair. Say hi. Say hi. No, you got to say hi to the microphone.
Oh. Hi.
Hi. What are you asking for? A snack? Go ahead. Talia, you can get a snack. Okay. I'm telling y'all, dad life is always in full effect. And here's what I don't like. And this is the comment I was looking for right here. Okay. Would people have so much freaking backlash if it was a Sony event and they went to the event? They wouldn't. They wouldn't. And that I think is the problem. A lot of the hate that's coming from the community is from the same people that join in other brands' events. And they don't have anything negative to say when they join the other brands' events. But as soon as they don't go to one and it's a product that they don't align with, oh, we got to cook the whole industry now. I don't agree with that. It's not beef. It's just it's a difference of opinion. I just don't agree with it. So anyways, let me tell y'all something on this channel right now. I'm going to take all the paid gigs I want to. This is my job. Okay, I don't come to your job telling you that you shouldn't be paid for the work you do. This is the job I chose. I love what I get to do for a living. And I'm going to take as many freaking paid gigs as I want to. And if you don't like it, go to a different channel. I'm not about to adjust how I live because you don't like it. Also, if I do take a paid gig, I tell y'all when I take paid gigs. I tell y'all, I got paid for this video. In my last video, I told y'all, Lumix gave me this camera. They flew me out to Japan. I didn't pay for nothing. In the video before that with the DJI Avata, did I not tell y'all at the beginning of the video that DJI sent me the Avata? Every video that I get paid something and I haven't been consistent at it in the past. I'm trying to make sure every video I give proper disclosure now. So y'all don't be in the comment section whining. And because I'm supposed to. But you got me messed up if you think that I'm about to pass up on a free trip to Japan to explore a new camera. And I love cameras. It would be different if I was going to Japan for something I had no interest in. Okay, then I'm gonna pay. I'm going to Japan to try out a new camera. I don't know what the camera is, but these are the opportunities that I'm not passing up. And some of you might say you don't have to accept it. I don't. But why wouldn't I? Who gonna turn down a trip to Japan to do something that I love to do? Like, y'all got to make it make sense for me. I understand the business side, how brands are taking advantage of creators because they are. And at the same time, one could argue if creators were to revolt and say, no, I don't want to come. No, you need to pay me X, Y, and Z. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. And by and large, when I do operate with brands, I tell them, you got to pay me. You want my likeness? It's a fee for it. But there are some times where the experience is worth more than the paycheck. Let me tell you something. Going to Japan the first time was a dream come true. Going to Japan a second time to go hang out with all of my homeboys, to go run around Japan, taking photos, videos, eating their food, living the culture. While we get to test out a new camera, call it what you want to. Don't care. I had a blast and I will go back again. And the day I decide that I don't want to do it anymore, I'm just not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to go air the whole community out because I choose not to do it no more. That's the part I don't understand. I don't understand what is it to gain. Anyways, these are conversations that are difficult conversations. They should not and won't they won't result in any type of beef from me. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And just like I decide to run my channel how I want to, everybody else can too. If somebody want to make a diss channel, that's on them. But what I'm telling y'all for this channel, Terry will not be influenced by anybody or any brand that I don't want to work with. And just because y'all don't agree with something that I do doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing it. I might not be the channel for you. You might just want to go find another channel. Now that we got that, let me go through a couple of these comments, and then I want to start talking about the Lumix. Not even tempted to order the S9. It's not for everybody. I'm telling you, it's not. The camera is missing a lot. I, in fact, would not recommend it to somebody who's just looking for one camera. It's too limited. It's powerful, but it's powerful, but at the same time, it's very limited. It's like putting a Hemi in a Cavalier. I'll explain that in a minute. They love the camera. That's awesome. Yep. Loving my A7R5. Me too. I agree. Jealousy is a hell of a drug. Lumix drops a new cam and the op fanboys have everything to say negative. A year later, so, we read this already. If the camera was for everyone, we wouldn't have so many cameras. Exactly. You know why you got haters? I could come up with 1,000 reasons. Dad life forever. You have to congratulate your haters for recognize you're doing something right. Absolutely. My haters, the record time limit. Yep, I'm about to talk about that. This is the camera. This is the comment I've been looking for. A grown man should not make a decision on the camera based on somebody's word. Now, I get it. I'm an influencer, meaning I have influence. The same way when I'm ready to go buy something new, I go and I look at videos and reviews, and this helps me form my opinion. But it's up to me as a grown man to make my own purchasing decision. Nobody else is responsible if I buy this camera or if I don't buy the camera. You know whose decision that is? Mine. We are also grown-ups. You have to have a certain level of discernment to watch something that you and trust something. Let me say that. I said it backwards. You have to have a certain level of discernment when it comes to the stuff you watch and if it's honest enough for you. If you watch a video, you don't feel like it's honest, why would you trust them? Thank you for that. I don't hate that YouTubers get paid to take cool trips to check out new gear. I'm not a fan of a lot of your responses to people being critical. Whatever happened to be a bigger, I'm glad you asked this, and this is a valid question. Let me tell you something. I'm not somebody who cannot take constructive criticism. Okay. People can come along and tell me to do something that if they doing better than me at it, I'm gonna take the advice. But what you can't do is come give me advice on something that you're not qualified on. I can't come to your practice or your job telling you what to do on your job because I'm not better than you at your job. So what that also means is that for me to take counsel from you, you better be doing what I'm doing better. I'm not saying in life, I'm talking about for me to take counsel from you in this specific subject, you better be doing better than me at it. And if you're not, I don't know. I'll listen to you. But let me ask you something. Would you trust a poor person to tell you how to get rich? Would you trust a baseball player to tell you how to play football? I can go on and on with this. When y'all come in my comment section, sitting on your couch, when you have no idea how this industry operates, you have no idea what's going on, and then you come in here making jabs at me, there's this idea that YouTubers are supposed to always take the higher road. No, I'm a person, bruh. It's only so much trash I'm about to sit here and listen to. Most times I just delete or hide a user from channel, but every once in a while, one of y'all catch me on a bad day and I'm sick of the comments. So yeah, sometimes you get fired back. And you know what? If you don't want the fire, don't make the comment. When people come say, Terry, I disagree with your sentiments on the camera, fine. Terry, I disagree. I think the camera's trash. Fine. But the moment you come in here attacking my character, yeah, everybody got a limit of crap that they gonna take. And as YouTubers, we take so much crap from y'all, and it's just expected that because we're the one making a video that y'all can just come belittle us, talk about us, do everything and say everything y'all want to. But the moment we clap back at you, we're being hypercritical. Come on, man. That's gaslighting. It's gaslighting. I usually am the bigger man. A lot of times I write stuff off because I look at it like I'm winning anyways. Even when I'm down, I have a winner's mentality, bro. I said this on my Instagram yesterday. I have a winner's mentality. So even in my worst moments, I know it's a W coming. But at the same time, bro, I get sick of y'all negativity. And you want to talk about critical, viewers have become the most critical people I've ever seen, bro. I'm so serious. For me, this is a camera, bro. Some of y'all be in the comments defending these cameras like your life depends on it. This is a freaking camera. I could care less whether you buy it or not. Y'all be sitting here saying, you made me buy this camera. No, I didn't. I could care less if you buy this camera or not. I got mine already. I don't care if you buy it or not. And that's just facts. Yes, baby. Go ahead. Yeah, sometimes you just got to, man, listen, I'm just speaking on behalf of all creators. We are sick of like viewers coming in trying to belittle us for something. Like viewers are the most entitled. And I'm not, I'm speaking in general, not the 76 of y'all that's here. This couldn't be y'all, okay? I'm just speaking in general. Viewers are the most judgmental, entitled people on earth I've ever seen. You want to know why? Because you get to sit behind this identity that nobody knows who you are, popping shots off at people that you know can't get to you. I know for a fact half of these comments that y'all say, y'all would not say to my face. And that's facts. That's facts. And I don't even walk around with that type of demeanor. I'm not a tough guy, bro. I don't walk around like I'm not a tough guy. I'm a lover. I don't want to fight nobody. But what I'm saying is y'all have the biggest cojones behind these keyboards, but then come in my face. It was somebody at the Japan trip. I ain't gonna name who they was, but talked all this crap behind me about 2 years ago. Like it was some stuff going on. And then had the nerve to want to speak to me. Nah, bro, keep that same energy. And because you didn't stand on what you said when you was talking trash to me on Twitter 3 years ago, we got nothing to talk about. Really like how you keep it real. I heard Insta360 telling a lot of creators to remove paid sponsorship. I heard a lot about that. I can't speak on it. I wasn't involved. Yep. I hang out with people that know more than me so I can learn what they know. I only block people that talk about my hair, my race, or my family. Most everything else, I just clap back or delete the comment. Facts. Big ups to you, Terry. It's going to be 100K sub soon. Soon enough. Thank you. I'm where I'm at from guys like you, and I make commercials for Amazon. That's love, bro. Let me throw this plug in there real quick. If y'all want to support the channel, super chats are open, not required. Definitely appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button while we're on here because we are about to get into the camera talk. It's like that kid at school that keeps messing with you. And when you finally pop them, they go run into the teacher crying. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. Exactly. When people come in my comment section and they talk with sensibility and they just, hey, you know, even when people say I disagree with Terry, what you said, fine, we could disagree. And most times I'm open to other people's opinions. My opinion is not law. What I say does not mean this is exactly what it is. But what a lot of times people try to do is they try to wrap up the hate inside of a comment. You know what I'm saying? It's a character attack hidden in a technical comment. All right. They be hiding behind technology. Yeah, a lot of goofies, man. Just clear as day hating. Yeah. I keep them ready. Yeah, so this is the part I don't understand. It's a freaking camera. Or even if you want to go with it conceptually, it's a brand working with a creator. And again, I stand by what Gerald said earlier. I do think the cycle is flawed. I do think brands get over on creators with these creator trips, but that's up to us whether we want to allow it or not. Yep. I'm not 6'4", 235. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so let's talk about this Lumix S9 Mark II, because this camera has a whole lot of controversy. All right, this camera is interesting. If you haven't seen it, let me go grab the S5 2X. Basically, what Lumix did is took this sensor in here. All right. And the S5 2X is a very powerful camera. It's got some flaws still. And then slapped it into this bad boy, which is tiny. This is tinier than the Sony ZV-E1. And it's got a lot of positives. It's actually really small. Look how tiny it is. It's still a 24 megapixel sensor that shoots 6K open gate. It's got all of your monitoring tools like your vector scopes, waveforms, all of that stuff in it. Still got amazing stabilization in it. Takes great photos. Travel friendly. And it's $1,500. And we need to step back to talk about 6K open gate, how crazy that is at the price point of $1,500. But before I go there, the problem with this camera, okay, being priced at $1,500 is it's in firing range of the Lumix S9 II, which is basically the same camera, much more full featured, and you can get it on sale for about $17.99. Okay, so it's a hard sell for a lot of people because this has a lot of compromises that we about to talk about. When they could get a S9 II for $17.99. Okay, so hold on, we got super chat. Okay, but hold up. But I never said that. Did I say that this was the best camera? And I know you didn't say that I said it, but I guess I can't speak for everybody else. Maybe there are people out there that are just literally saying that it's the best camera ever made. I didn't say that. I said the camera is flawed. And although it's flawed, I guess the part that people don't like is that I still love it. I guess that's the part y'all feel like I'm being a shill on. No, my truck is flawed. I still love it. My motorcycle is flawed. I still love it. My children are flawed. Still love them. I'm flawed in a whole lot of ways. Still love myself. So there's this idea that y'all think because something is flawed, somebody is not allowed to still like it. Is that what I'm getting from y'all? Because that logic is flawed. It's flawed. And again, I know you didn't say that I said this, but y'all got to stop with the whole, that something's not perfect. And because this person still likes something and the brand involved the money, that it's a shill activity. No, I get paid for a lot of stuff that personally, a lot of it, there's things about it I don't like. Does that mean that I shouldn't love it? Come here, Talia. Come here. Come here. She has flaws. No, you perfect. Never mind. That's a lie. You perfect. Nothing. You perfect. Never mind. I got a lot of flaws. But do that mean I don't love myself? Absolutely not. Okay. Anyways, we got a couple super chats in here. Can I put the phone next to iPad for reference? I will in 1 second. You're an inspiration to a tech YouTube noob like me. Keep driving and don't let haters get you down. Thank you for the super chat. Guess what? They gave us money. They're supporting us.
Yay!
You want to tell them thank you?
Castle?
Castle? Whatever I got, you got. You want to tell you? Can you get the microphone?
Hey, y'all.
Give me the microphone back. She said thank you before she broke it off. Hold on. Oh, I think it is broke.
It's broke?
It is broke.
Okay.
All right. I guess I'll hold the mic. It's all right.
Wait.
That broke. No, it's broke, Talia. It's broke.
You can put it
No,
on.
you need to. Are you not following directions?
I am.
You got 56 people in here watch you not follow directions. Ooh. All right. No, bye.
Wait, can I use a charger?
For your iPhone?
Yeah.
Get that red pouch and get the cable out of it. And then you can plug it up over there. But no, seriously, man. I said it earlier in the stream. When y'all contribute to this channel, and I know you don't have to, I don't take any dollar for granted. Thank you so much for supporting us. It means so much to us. Ron Foy, another super chat. Thank you so much for supporting us, bro. Thank you. You seem to assume people who like the camera are being paid. That's why they old and single now. Perfection don't exist. It ain't. There's no such thing as perfection. Every camera is flawed. Every last one of them. I'm getting to that in 1 second. Cam Mackey, card fee. Thanks, bro. Much love, man. Shout out to Cam, bro. Shout out to Cam, bro. Y'all be on the lookout for Cam. Cam is the next Peter McKinnon. I'm telling y'all right now. He is the most talented dude in the film space, hands down, right now. And Cam, since you're on the stream, I'm gonna give you your flowers publicly, bro. I love how you are inspiring people, how you are breaking necks out here, and it's truly amazing to watch you flourish, bro. It's well deserved, and I'm glad to be able to call you a friend, mijo. All right. Okay. Children are expensive. Oh, they are. She's cute. Somebody says you're cute. Say thank you. What are you doing? Okay, you can take it upstairs.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Terry said it's the new king. What means is it's the new best? No, that's not what it means. I said it's the new king of travel cameras. Because in my opinion, it is. Yeah. Yep. And the video, so the video restrictions, let's talk about what's wrong with it. There's a lot of stuff wrong with this camera. So I didn't finish saying what was amazing about it. For me, the biggest thing is size. And my dude Marine asked if I could make a reference to something, maybe a phone, to show the size of it. Now, I have a small rig grip on here just to give it a little bit more dexterity. But here it is compared to my phone. Hold up. So it really is a tiny camera, especially when you put a small lens on here. Now, this lens is arguably not good, okay? It's a 26 millimeter f8 manual focus lens. I promise you when they announced that, I was like, literally nobody wants that lens. We were all in the, like, listen, when they announced this lens, we was like, bruh, nobody wants that lens. But let me tell you something. And there's a lot of people with the same sentiments. I'm not saying that this is a good lens, but sometimes the lenses that are not good are the most fun. Being able to take a camera out this size, like this is tiny. I could literally slip this in the pants pocket, and it's a full frame, 24 megapixel sensor that could shoot 6K open gate and 10-bit. Like you don't get this anywhere. Full frame. This lens though, because it's so small, is manual focus. A lot of times the imperfect manual focus lenses are the ones that have the most character. The lens is not good at all, but it's so much fun to use, especially when you turn on the 65x24 X-Pan mode. So f8, I understand why they made the lens. I don't necessarily think it's a lens anybody should buy, but I understand why they made it, because this is supposed to be a travel camera. And the way they bake this new real-time LUT stuff in, which I'm going to talk about in 1 second, paired with a manual focus lens at f8 makes it, everything is in focus, right? So you got like some travel documentary photography style vibes from this lens, especially when you can just put LUTs on top of it. They look really, because the lens is so imperfect, they look vintage. And it's, I hate to say it, it's fun to use. This lens is so much fun to use. It stayed on the camera most of the time. All right. Do I think it's better than the ZV-E1? No. Yeah. He inspired me to film from the dark side, for sure. Congratulations on your channel. Thank you so much, man. I would not take this camera to the beach, but I would take this camera to the beach, but not a $4,000 camera. That, hey, it's for some people. The ZV-E1 is $700 more than the S9. It is. And because of that, it's not a fair comparison. Who's buying that lens? Agreed. This segment is sponsored by Cam. Oh, man. Thanks, bro. Much love. Hey, and here's the thing. Like you said, it's not for you. It's not for everybody. I would never tell you to go buy this lens, but I have it, and it's a lot of fun. I wouldn't go tell you to buy the camera. Actually, I would. And I'm going to get to why in 1 second. All right. So, okay, so let me stay on subject because if I keep going through these comments, I'm never going to get to what I'm saying. This camera is such a powerhouse for $1,500. You cannot get any other full frame camera out there this small that can shoot 10-bit, 6K open gate, cinema 4K, has all of your anamorphic D-squeeze options, your vector scopes, your waveforms, amazing stabilization, a full-sized battery, and a package this small. You just cannot get it anywhere. Now, what's wrong with it? Well, there's a lot of things wrong with it. First of all, they took off the EVF, which is boggles me. I can't understand why. Walking around Japan with this camera, we were primarily taking photos. You know what I want to do after every photo I take? Oh, snap. Don't work. No EVF. Now, I know some of these things had to be cut to cut costs, but I also wouldn't have mind paying $2,000 for this camera with it being the size that it is and having real-time LUT built into it and still the suite of video features that Lumix give us. I wouldn't have been mad paying $2,000 for a full feature S9. I digress. The things that were taken out are strange omissions, but they had to be, I'm guessing, to keep costs down. So they took the EVF out. What other thing that they take out? There's no mechanical shutter, which this is not the fastest sensor in here, which means you could get some pretty wild rolling shutter with fast moving subjects. Okay. They also took out a headphone jack, which is very strange. Very strange. Do they even release cameras anymore without headphone jacks? That is a very strange omission for this to be a content creator's camera. I just can't understand why they took it out. There's more. The biggest gripe is the fact that in video mode, the record times are heavily restricted. Heavily restricted. That means if you're filming in 6K, you get 10 freaking minutes. You better use it wisely. If you're filming in 4K, oh, you could get 15. If you're filming in 1080p, you can even record for 20 minutes at a time. Check that perk out. Check that out, bruh. Okay, so this goes to my point. This camera's not for everybody. For a person who does any long form content, I absolutely would not recommend this camera. Hands down, wouldn't recommend it. Yes, my love. Hi.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to watch my live? That's so cute. Right, you have to press the live tab.
Where is that?
Why is it not showing up?
There's a weird thing.
Oh. It says I'm live, but it's not showing up. I don't know, baby.
Hey.
But I got to stay on target, okay? I got to stay on target. Okay, so if this is going to be for anybody who has any plans to ever record long form, do not buy the Lumix S9. Because 10 minutes is wild in 6K. And there's a lot of people say, who would buy this with that omission? I would still have bought this camera. But here's why. Because I don't need this camera for long form content. Thankfully, God has blessed me with cameras everywhere. And I understand that's not everybody's situation. So I can't be mad at people who are considering this as a primary camera, but then got turned off because of the record time limitations. I feel you. It's not the camera for you. If you want something that can offer a longer form, I would look at the Lumix S5 too if you want to stay in the Lumix family. For me, though, and I can only speak for Tight Shirt Terry, this is not a consideration. You want to know why? Because I don't even consider this camera for video with the exception of anamorphic. Which, let's talk about that. Cam is in the comments. Cam is about to drop a documentary that I got to shoot BTS for, well, some BTS, because, you know, I'm low level down here on the production side. Cam shot the whole freaking video in anamorphic with the Lumix S9. A documentary. So the flip side to this is if you really want to get something accomplished, the tool don't matter. You think we made it work with the Lumix S9, no no monitoring, no audio monitoring. You want to know why? Because the DJI mics and the Rode mics have audio monitoring. It was a documentary. Cam made sure to film shorter takes. And guess what? When you watch the video, you will not be able to tell it was not shot on a professional quality cinema camera. It ain't about the camera. It's about the person wielding it. If you trash with a camera, you're going to be trash with the Lumix S9. You're going to be trash with an Ari Alexa. But if you are great with the camera, even something like this can put out the new, the new term we all use, it, crazy work. But for me, it's not a limitation because I have other cameras, and I understand that I'm blessed in this way, and some people who are considering it may not have that luxury, and I'm totally understanding of that. But for me, it's not a consideration because this for me is going to be my new travel camera. That's what I really love about it because of real-time LUT. Now, I got another camera I want to bring out. Hold up. All right, Nikon ZF. Now, this is a beautiful camera. This is a beautiful camera. And I really wanted this to be my walk around photography camera. I've been wanting a dedicated photography camera, and the ZF was supposed to be that for me. But the ZF is missing one critical thing: the ability to customize the image. And that is where the Lumix S9 gets crazy at. Okay, so they took out the headphone monitoring jack. They took out the EVF. They took out the hot shoe, so it's only a cold shoe on top, which is, again, another glaring omission, because if somebody's using this for content, how are we supposed to connect anything to the camera? There are digital, Lumix has a digital hot shoe. They also have digital microphones. So it's very strange that they didn't put it on there. It's weird. So you got no EVF, you got no mechanical shutter, you got no headphone monitoring jack, you got no hot shoe on here, and you got crazy record limits. You can only record at 6K 10 minutes at a time. Why would anybody buy this camera? And I'm going to tell you why. Now we can get on with the meat and potatoes. Look how tiny it is. We already talked about this. It can shoot 6K. What other full frame camera do you know at $1,500 with autofocus can shoot 6K open gate, stabilized? What other camera with a full frame for $1,500 has built-in anamorphic D-squeeze support? Can give you vector scopes, waveforms, every monitoring tool that you can think of in a camera. It's in there. It takes 24 megapixel stills, and they're beautiful photos. And it's the tiniest camera out there. It's the new king of travel cameras. 24 megapixels, because once you add on real-time LUT, the game is over. The game is over. So let's talk about real-time LUT, because honestly, this is the one feature that defines this camera. Without real-time LUT and anamorphic support 6K 30 open gate, this camera will be nothing. It will be a bust. But because it has those things, those two things alone make up for all of the things that the camera is missing for me. I can't speak for you. This might be the only camera you're considering. Our conversation is different. For me, though, the fact that this shoots 6K 30 open gate, fire. The fact that I can slap on an anamorphic lens to this and record anamorphic with anamorphic stabilization built into it, fire. The fact that this is tiny with a full-size, full-frame battery in it, fire. The fact that this is a 24 megapixel still sensor here, full frame, and I could change lenses. Okay, this is why this is the X106 killer. Somebody made this comment. Let me take this lens off. Hold up. You do realize I could put on any lens I freaking want to on here. Armando was running a vintage lens when the first day we were there. It's crazy that something this small can do that with a full frame. So the fact that it can shoot anamorphic, the fact that it's 6K 30 open gate with a full frame and something this tiny with the level of stabilization it has is crazy. And that makes up for the things that they took out. Now, I'm not giving them a pass on the things they took out. Like I said earlier, they should have left it all in there and just charged us $2,000. But at the same time, Lumix has all of the marketing professionals, just like I say about Sony. They get market research. They find out who the camera is for. They find out what features are important to the demographic that they're aiming the camera for. And they have collective data to show most of them don't even use the hot shoe. So for them, it was a way, well, we could cut some costs by taking it out, because we found that most people that we're targeting with this camera don't even know what a freaking hot shoe is. For us snobs, yeah, it's like, come on, man. But you also got to step back. Who is the camera for? It ain't for professionals, yo. The camera ain't for the working professional. And y'all got to realize that. This is not the camera you should go buy if you want to start making documentaries and films. It's just not. And there's so many people in the comments, oh, my FX3 is better. Obviously, you idiot. Obviously, it's better. My FX6 is better. Obviously, it's not it's not meant for that. So anyways, I want to talk about the game-changing feature, and then I'll get to the comments. And trust me, they will not be able to keep these in stock. They will not be able to keep these in stock, my friends. They come in 4 different colors. It comes in 4 different colors. They will not be able to keep these on the shelf. Trust me. Let's talk about real-time LUT. And this is why I say this is the new king of travel cameras, because there's no other camera out there this small at this price point that offers this feature set, even with the stuff they took out. The closest competitor is the Lumix S5 II or the Sony A7C II. The Sony A7C II is $2,300, I believe. The Lumix is, if you get on sale, right around $18. There's no other camera this small for this price with this feature set, period. Now, this is where it gets fun at. I've had more fun using this camera over any camera besides the DJI Osmo Pocket within the last 5 years. Easy. Even with its flaws. This is why. Maybe y'all haven't seen real-time LUT in practice. It's wild. So, okay, are you ready for this? And again, let me say this. The camera has a lot of flaws. It's not for everybody. Some of y'all should not buy it. Real-time LUT. Okay. The Fujis are known for film simulations, and this is no knock to Fujis. I've used the X100V, I've used the X100VI. Amazing cameras, hands down. They feel like Ferraris, and the film simulations baked in are amazing. And the fact that you go through customize them, that's fine. But what if I told you you could do what the Fuji does times like 15? In the camera this small, that's smaller than the X100VI, with a full frame that you can swap lenses on. Like, what we talk about? 39 film simulations you can put in this thing. 30 freaking 9. Not 38, not 40, 39. I can load 39 LUTs into this camera. And come here. Come closer. 39 LUTs in the camera. That means that I could go through before I take any image, and even after you take the image in Lumix Lab, I'll get to that in 1 second, with any image and choose through up to 39 LUTs. It's crazy. Not only are the LUTs in the camera, you can customize them in the camera. That means you can go in there and adjust the film grain, the highlights, and all of that stuff in the camera, okay? You can stack 2 LUTs. I mean, I haven't gotten that to work, but Lumix said we could do it. You can stack 2 LUTs in the camera. 39 LUTs. So I want to paint this whole picture. Walking around with this f8 lens that everybody hates on the street. This is primarily for street photography, and manual focus, being able to dial in film looks on my photos, including grain, and I can tweak the white balance and the tint and all that stuff. Take the photo, and then the photo was already color graded, and I can just go in the Lumix Lab app and boop, it's right on my phone. You can actually set it to auto transfer. So every time you take a photo, it'll transfer automatically to your phone. But it gets even better. It gets even better. You want to know more? I'll tell you more. Not only do you have 39 film sims in there, we'll call them simulations. The Lumix Lab app will allow you, after you take a photo, and it pairs with the camera seamlessly. It uses like this new 5 gigahertz, like it's lightning quick. You take the photo, you open it up in Lumix Lab. The LUT that you put on there is already on there. But all of the LUTs that are in your library, you can still go through after the fact and change the LUT. It gets even better. You could go in there. There's HSL tabs in there, so you can fine tune the colors. There's color curves in there. There's tone curves in there. You can adjust everything and create your own LUT right there in the Lumix Lab app. Save it, transfer right to the camera. When we were in Japan, Cam is like the master of color, right? Cam was just creating LUTs on the fly, and you know what he was doing? Airdropping them to us. And then we just transferred it to our cameras, and all of a sudden we have a new film look right on the spot. And Cam was like, oh, no, you know, I messed up something that didn't look right. Let me delete that one. I'm going to fix it, and I'm going to send you the new one right there on the spot. It gets better. You can export the LUTs. So for y'all that want to get into selling your own LUTs, you can literally, before to create LUTs, you had, and I know you can't go as deep into coloring as you would, but like DaVinci Resolve, right? But theoretically, you can make your own LUTs right in the Lumix Lab app and zip them up and sell them. Game changing, but it gets even better. It gets even better. Like, I feel like I'm lying to y'all. It gets even freaking better. There's a creator tab in the Lumix Lab app. You don't believe me? I show you. I show you. Oops, hold on. Let me go back. My bad. All right, let's go back. Let's go to the download section. You see this? You see these? These are all trending LUTs. You can download all of these for free. There's a creator tab that has some of your favorite creators in here. Emily is right on top. Caleb Hoover is right there. I could just download their LUTs that they offer, transfer right to my camera. If I want to see how the LUT is going to look on a photo, they have sample photos in there, and there's a slider that you just slide it back and forth. Wow. All I got to do is download that, send it to my camera. I got a new LUT on my camera. So that means at any time, I can hot swap through these 39 freaking film sims. And this is what I can do with these film sims. I can apply them to JPEGs. So we talk about like, okay, the camera's flawed, but as a whole, walking around as a street photography camera is something this small with an f8 manual focus lens on here that's so much fun to use, albeit it's not the best lens, and I wouldn't recommend you buy it unless you just want a specialty lens, and arguably there's other ones that you should buy. But being able to do that on the fly and go through all of these film looks and literally just spit out these images back to back to back, especially when you use the camera's XCam. So it's a 65 by 24 crop. They almost look like anamorphic photos. The experience is just so like, oh, it's so fun to use, yo. And that is where the power of the S9 comes in. Honestly, that's it. I know they took out a whole lot, but the stuff that it does have, it makes really good use out of it. And the camera ain't for everybody. And again, I probably wouldn't recommend you buy, no, not probably, I would not recommend you buy this as your only camera unless you know for sure you are never going to want to do long form. But at $1,500, there is not a more powerful camera out there, even with its flaws. And that is where, when people are in the comments like, oh, the camera's trash, how could you say you still love it? I just told you. I just explained the whole thing. Ain't no freaking camera perfect. None of them. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 8 cameras in my house right now. 8 cameras. Every last one of them got problems. This should not be your only camera unless you know for sure you are never going to shoot long form video. But as a secondary camera, as a travel camera, as a third camera, as a street photography camera, as an anamorphic only camera, if you just want to shoot anamorphic stuff for social networks, that's just a street photography camera, or just like a baby pocket rocket with a full frame. You can't get this nowhere. So as much as I hate the stuff that Lumix took out of it, I would love to see like a Lumix S9 Pro that has everything that we talked about basically put into this camera for $2,000. I would happily be like, yo, that's a banger right there. But then you get back into the conversation like, why wouldn't I just buy S5 too? And this is where I'm gonna circle it all back around to the beginning. The reason why the things that they took out of this camera are so big, why they're such a big deal, is because the Lumix S5 Mark II is right there in striking range when it's on sale. You could get it for $17.99. So arguably, why would somebody pay $15 for this camera when they could just pay $200 more and get the Lumix S5 II, which has a built-in fan, a great EVF, dual car slots, you know, way more controls, all of this stuff. The only thing that is missing is the more advanced Lumix lab and the 39 custom LUTs. Now, if they were to come out with this 39 film simulation Lumix lab setup on like the S5 Mark II X, oh, it's game over. It's game over. I don't think that they will, because obviously this is their new baby. They want to sell these like hotcakes, so obviously they're not going to put it on all the other cameras because then nobody will buy this camera. But I hope that they do offer it in the future, because it is a, you know, I've always felt like Lumix was right there. Like they're right there. They always gave more value than anybody else. No other camera companies out there are giving you shutter angle in a low level camera. No other companies out there are giving you vector scopes and waveforms and anamorphic support and all that other good stuff in their low cameras. And the fact that you got companies like Nikon or like freaking Sony, as much as I love Sony, that doesn't give you basic stuff like shutter angle, should tell you that Lumix has been right there. And I feel like they've been needing a one system defining thing, like the one thing that will make somebody say, I want to choose Lumix. It's real-time LUT. It's real-time LUT. Because this takes the real-time LUT that the S5 II and the X had and takes it up to the moon. And it's way better than film simulations. Way better. And honestly, say what y'all want about this camera, but this camera is about to shake the whole industry up. And this is my biggest problem with Sony cameras right now. And I actually hope to get them this feed. I'm probably going to make a video about this. Sony cameras technically are amazing. They are tools that work every single time. They're amazing tools. But you know, the thing about Sony cameras, they're just so sterile. They are not fun. Like, I know if I need to go do a job, oh yeah, out of all my cameras, oh, I'm taking Sony all day. Best autofocus, best image quality, color science is arguable, but mechanically and physically and everything, they are the absolute pinnacle of performance. Not build quality, but performance. But because they're so perfect, they don't, like, I'm inspired to pick this $1,500 jam cam up. Like, I want to go shoot with this because of all the things I talked about in it. I want to go slap an anamorphic lens on here because why am I able to slap an anamorphic lens on a camera this small? Why am I able to do that? I want to go outside and shoot with this camera because it's so small and I could pick 39 freaking film sims that I could choose from on the fly. And then if I take the photo and I send it to my homeboy, he like, dang, how you get that? I could just send him the LUT. He don't even have to have a Lumix camera. I could just send him the LUT. So this camera, like, as flawed as it is, inspires me to want to go shoot. And that's the only thing I could say about it. All of these other cameras I got are fantastic. The one of them that inspires me to go shoot, two of them, the Osmo Pocket and the S9. They make me want to go create. With all of their freaking imperfections, they make me want to get out there and create. And that is what Sony is missing. Nikon is, I think, starting to get the flavor. Once they put a film simulation system in this, even if it's half of what Lumix Lab is, this camera will become incredible. But that's what all of these other cameras and brands are missing. That's why Fuji's are so popular, because it inspires creativity. And that sounds so freaking cheesy, but it's the truth. So should you go out and buy a Lumix S9? Don't know. If you want a fun little jam-packed camera that is not your primary shooter, use the link in the description. Have some fun with it. Let's get to these comments. Yeah, it might not be. It's not fair. The f8 lens is primarily a street photography lens. That's essentially what it is. It's a manual focus pancake street photography lens. It's not a B-roll lens. It's not a vlogging lens. For me personally, I can understand that, but for me, I want to be able to record 4K 60 photography headshots and need more. Then it's not the camera for you. I'm sorry, it's just not the camera for you. And you can't. I think it's easy for us to sit here and knock a camera if it it's just not the camera for you. Love it or hate it, these are the choices that they made. We can't change it. So instead of sitting around hating on, I'm not saying you hating on it, but instead of sitting around hating on it, just find the camera that's for you. I want to grab one of these primes too, so you can get an idea of what one of Lumix primes on there, how big it is. So like this is an 85 right here. Hold up, let me put it on here. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Still tiny. This is an 85 1.8. Still a tiny setup. Yep, it's good for daylight pics and video. And I'm going to tell you what I love most about this lens. I'm a bokeh snob. I won't lie about it. I am what I am. I love bokeh. Even when I shouldn't be using it, I tend to try to use it. Let me put it back on the camera. The reason why this lens is fun to use is it eliminates any thoughts in my head about getting bokeh, which means I now have to, instead of thinking that I could use bokeh to save a photo, I actually got to take a good photo, which I should be doing that anyways. But because everything is in focus, especially using X-Pan mode with a film simulation on top, I get these real vintage vibe photos, and I love it. Yep, F8 for street. That's it. I would never use the S9 for interviews or long form content. I wouldn't either. That's not what it's for. What is the close focus distance that lens? F8 seems like an easy point and shoot. True, but the only problem is it's manual focus. The minimum focus distance is 0.82 feet, so less than a foot. The ZV-E1 is 1800 right now. Where you at? So I love the ZV-E1. It is my workhorse camera. I use the ZV-E1 more than any other camera. But again, it's a workhorse. This is not a workhorse camera for me. This is my fun cam. This is my travel cam. The ZV-E1 is incredible even with its flaws also. 39 LUTs is insane. Smack your mama insane. Nope, that's a lie. I disagree. I disagree. Oh, you mean the original Sony A7C? First of all, it is considerably bigger than this. Trust me, I reviewed it, and I had the A7C too. I'm not saying it's a big camera, but it is quite a bit chunkier than the S9. And to my knowledge, they are using the same sensor. But I'm gonna tell you, the A7C for sure has advantages, but the S9 has advantages also. It just really depends on which one has the better set of advantages for you. What up? Cleveland in a building. I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, but so is ketchup on chickens. People still do it. No. The ZV-E1 is fantastic, bro. Now, if you are a content creator, the ZV-E1 is a strong contender. It has half the megapixels. I've never felt like the megapixels of the ZV-E1 has been limited. The ZV-E1 is not supposed to be a photography camera. Dave, what up, man? My dude Dave in the building. The S9 is a weird camera. I said at the end of my video, I feel like the S9 suffers from identity crisis. It don't know what it want to be. On one hand, it's a fantastic photo camera, probably the most fun photo camera I've used in a long time. On the other hand, it's not really that great of a video camera, but it's got some strong video features that are arguably gimped because of the limitations. They took out a lot of weird stuff, and arguably it's still a little bit too expensive. And even with all that being said, it might be my favorite camera besides the Osmo Pocket right now. It's so much fun to use. Yeah, the ZV-E1 is a video camera. Yeah, now this is a good comment right here. Maybe they can make an S9X like they did with the S5 too. They made an X version. That's a fantastic idea. For sure. But that's also why the ZV-E1 carries a higher price tag. Okay, this is a good take right here. I think $1,500 is a fair price considering the restriction that it has. I think that most could get away will be $16.99 at best. I actually am on board with, I think they need to go down to like $13.99. Now, to your point, again, what other camera at $1,500 can do what this camera can do with a full frame? None. There's none of them out there. Yep, great comment. By the way, shout out to y'all. We have been holding between like 60 to 70 people for the entire stream. So much love, y'all. I appreciate all of the super chats. I know I haven't gotten to some of them yet. But I appreciate it. Dave said if this camera was $9.99, it would be much more appealing. I think Lumix is in a weird place because they always over deliver with the cameras. And I think at some point they need to charge what they worth. I think this camera is worth way more than $9.99. It at the end of the day, it is still a full frame camera. 24 megapixels, great in low light, not the best roller shutter performance, but it does offer 6K 30 open gate, cinema 4K, 3.8K open gate. It's got all of your it's got all that stuff built into it. So I think $9.99 for me would be too low and it would devalue the camera. I think between $12.99 and $13.99 would have been a sweet spot considering what it is and what they took away. But I hear you. I think this is what this whole video should be based off of. The Lumix S9 is not a workhorse camera. It comes in 4 colors. What serious camera comes in 4 cameras? No, they are marketing this towards people who want to enjoy a photography and a social video experience. Dang, Terry, that might just be bars. That was good. But that's the truth. It's not for you snobs. Okay, it's not for you. I mean, I need to mount my 70 to 200 on here and take wildlife photos. It's not for you. It's not for you Cam Mackies in here that want to shoot documentaries all the time. Cam will make a documentary out of taking a dump. It's not for you. The ZV-E1 takes incredible photos. It's just 12 megapixels. Exactly. The A7C does not have 6K open. Say what you want. 6K open gate is game changing. I use it all the time. Oh, the other thing I meant, they put micro HDMI in here. It's no. Yeah, the record time restrictions. Yeah. Micro dock is still a dock. My boy Zach in the building. I pre-ordered one to test as a dad cam. This is the perfect dad cam. Okay, nobody wants to take out their Sony A7R5 to chase their kids around the house with the $5,000 lens attached to it. Nobody wants to do that. This, on the other hand, looks like a regular old travel cam. And the fact that as fathers, we want to capture the feel of the moment with our children. Oh, I got 39 looks that I could choose through. I could even make my own and put it on the camera right from my phone. Like what camera can you do that with? The answer is you can't. I'm not saying that the A7C2 is not good. It is a fantastic camera, but I don't think this is meant to be a competitor. This is meant to be a fun, full frame, tiny camera. That's what it's meant to be. London, UK in the building. Checking in from London. Been following you for a while now. Thank you. Big fan, and I love your content. I 100% agree about the comments. Disagree with me is fine. I'm fine with you disagreeing with me. The moment you get personal and start throwing slick shots is where I got a problem. Always shoot video and audio tests when I get a new camera, so I prepare with the camera. Yep. You can put out crazy work on the iPhone. You sure can. You could also get to the store by walking instead of driving. Like, I don't know why that comment, Max. Okay, I'm about to call you out. It wasn't relevant. ZV-E1 is fantastic for photos. It's great dynamic range. The limitation is 12 megapixels. Terry got a lot of insane footage. Stop being humble. Listen, it wasn't no Cam Mackey footage. It's just how you use it. Absolutely. Zach Mayfield, I hate your content. So I sub 2 times and watch every video to the end. Hey, Zach just hit 100K. I think so. Let's clap it up for Zach real quick. Zach is also amazing at what he does, man. Shout out to Zach Mayfield. Yeah. Yeah. Let me sit on this comment real quick. There's 2 types of people. There's people who see somebody doing better and they hate on them. And the only reason that people hate is when you are a threat. Because you're a threat to their character, because you're doing something that they can't do. So they must attack you to feel better about themselves. Then there's the other type of person who sees somebody doing better than them. And you know what they say? I want to do that. And you know what they do? Hey, bro, can you teach me how you got that so I can have my own? That's the difference between people. You're either a hater or you're somebody that sees better and you want better. The S5 II can do real-time LUT, but it cannot do this new version of real-time LUT. And that's the difference. The S9 II at this point does not connect to the Lumix Lab app. The S5 II at this point does not have the capacity or capability to hold 39 film LUTs. It doesn't have the capacity to go through and customize them the same way. And it's not connected to the whole ecosystem. I asked them, would this be coming to the S5 II or S5 IIX? And of course, they gave me a, well, maybe in the future, which I took as, oh, we're going to add it. But we're going to wait about 6 months because we want to sell these puppies out first because we know that this is a crazy feature. And I'm not mad at them. It's a smart business move. They need audio. It just shoots yourself in the foot at least once for each. This is true. Max, this is a good take, man. I can't argue with this. But again, you just have to do the pros it has outweigh the cons. For me, my use case, the pros outweigh the cons. But I understand how for the next person, it might not be. Yep. People still use a D700s to shoot weddings. And they have no sale. Fair enough. Yep. Micro HDMI. It's there. Blackmagic 6K. That is a great point, Max, because they just lowered the price to $1,500. But these are nowhere in any way, shape, form, or fashion the same camera. Not even in the same ballpark. They're just not. Also, the Blackmagic 6K doesn't have autofocus, doesn't have stabilization, and it's not meant to be a fun camera. It's meant to be an entry-level cinema camera. That was all Cam. Cam is the mastermind. Yep. 6K has no AF. Take that comment off the screen. ZV. So Sony has got to do something. They got to do something. Like Sony comes with the best cameras, but it's like they have no soul. Imagine if Sony came out with like an old Minolta, a camera and an old Minolta body, and they developed a new film simulation style ecosystem for themselves. It would be game over. I just answered that. Are you able to use anamorphic for stills? Absolutely. Yeah, megapixels are important for some and not important for others. Yo. Yep, A7 IV, the only camera I traded for is the S5 IIX. Solid. I made a comparison video between the two. I agree. If you add in anamorphic, why does it matter how small it is? That's a good question. I just think it's crazy that something this small does offer anamorphic. Maybe that's what I was trying to say. Yep. One card slot. Lumix dropped the camera, didn't invite the pro video and photo community to the conversation. I think people are having a hard time with it. Kofi, say it. Say it. You missed the first 20 minutes of this. Oh, we went in. It got real up in here. We went in, bro. We talked about all the people that's butt hurt and all that other stuff. But agreed. And again, this is not the camera for a pro photographer. It's not the camera for a pro videographer. Bro, this camera is meant to be a fun creator for creators. I mean, a fun creator for creators. This camera is meant to be a fun camera for creators. That's it. Yep. Nope. So the S5 II and the S5 IIX have real-time LUT, but not the same way that this does. This is a new version that is much, much more capable. There's nothing else out there like it. Oh, that's good, Dave. The Sony RX1R Mark II was great. I just wish that they would come out with a new one. That camera is still right now $3,000, which is crazy because this outclasses it in every freaking way. And you could get, but I've seen them used for like $2,500. I still think it's a great camera despite its limitations too. Most of my friends in beauty, fashion, fitness, comedy content don't care. Let me try that again. Okay. Most of my friends in beauty, fashion, fitness, comedy content don't care about most of the things we're upset about. Let me say this again, y'all. Come here. Come here. Come here. We are snobs. Okay. We're snobs. We're not who this camera's made for. Let me say this to y'all. Any camera, any company for that matter, does not develop a new product, manufacture a new product, go through consignment, procurement, all of those things without doing market research. Example. Every time Sony comes out with a new camera, everybody and their mama say this is the dumbest camera on earth. Guess what? Sony sells out of them, and they end up breaking record sales. The people in their marketing departments are a whole lot smarter than we are. Okay. let me say this example again. The reason why they took out the hot shoe, I don't agree with it. Let me just throw that out there. I do not agree with them taking the hot shoe out, but there's a reason why they did it. They did market data analysis to figure out who is the end user for this camera, who is our target market. Of that target market, through market research, data acquisition, surveys, all of that stuff, found that 90% of users in the target demographic did not care about having a digital hot shoe. So as snobs over here, yes, it's the biggest deal on earth to us. Most people buying this camera could care less about it. And so if I'm a camera company, I'm trying to offer maximum performance but lower cost, yeah, it's expendable. People that I'm trying to sell it to don't care about it. This is the same premise of somebody who's buying a, let me get this right. Some auto companies choose to not offer all-wheel drive versions. That's a bad analogy. I won't use that. My point is, anything you sell, there will always be a small percentage of people who might use all of the features in it, but the majority of them won't. So if they have data showing that the majority of people we're going to sell this freaking camera to don't care about it, why would we put it in there? Now, again, I wish they would have kept it in there. I would have gladly paid more money for it. But yes, S9 we're going to sell pretty. Absolutely. The same way the S5 II went on sale within 3 months. The S9, I guarantee you in 3 months, you'll be able to get it for probably $12.99. And the S9 has shutter angle. Imagine this thing for $12.99. Straight up deal. So it's 200 more to address literally every single complaint about the S9. Yes and no. So there are people who don't want to buy this big behemoth of a camera. And this is still small in comparison to older Nikon cameras and stuff like that. But by current standards, the S5 II is a bigger camera. Well, there are some people who want the smaller camera. And true enough, the S5 II is everything that the S9 isn't, fixes all of that. But guess what it doesn't have? It doesn't have real-time LUT. Real-time LUT is a commodity feature right now. It is. It's the same thing with Apple. Apple can charge more for the same things that everybody else does just because they do it better. That's it. It's commodity. Lumix can charge $1,500 for this camera because no other camera out there can do what it does. Period. Look, for wall size prints, you only need 12 megapixels. Yep. My FX9 is better. Shut up. Yeah, they won't be able to keep this thing in stock. Yep, A7C is pretty close, but much chunkier. Yep, I said that. So so this has been all of our sentiments as creators. For us, it's a hard sell because the S5 II is in striking range, immediate striking range. So it's a hard sell for somebody that is looking for their only camera to recommend this over. I understand you might be challenged for money. I've been there. But save up $200 more, you can get a much more complete camera. That's a fine argument. But for people who just want a fun camera and already have a main camera and a B camera, this is a fantastic fun addition. Yep. Oh, we didn't even talk about the hybrid zoom thing. So I didn't get a chance to test this out, but I feel like they might have stole Sony's clear image zoom technology and like did something strange to it. Not stole, but use the same type of technology because they could turn like a 28 to 200 to like a 28 to 650. It's wild, but it only works with Lumix lenses, and I didn't have a zoom lens to test out. No, it does work with some. They did confirm the other day through a text message to me that it does work with some Sigma lenses. Yep. Terry just mentioned A7C2, but he does not know the price. You can have it for around $1,700 by now. It's not a bad deal. Is the A7C2 a much more complete camera? Absolutely. I think as a whole. But can it do all the things that the S9 can do? No. It can't shoot 6K 30 open gate. Does it support anamorphic lenses? Does it give you shutter angle? Can't put a freaking vector scope on the screen. You got no anamorphic D-squeeze in there. You got no 3.8K open gate. You got no 6.8. You got no 6K open gate. You got no cinema 4K in there. You don't have real-time LUT in there. So, again, I'm not saying one is better than the other. You have to pick the one as the most, like, the feature set that's important to you might be dog crap to me. It might not matter to me. You have to pick the camera with the best feature set that works best for you for your money. Fair. Yep. This camera is not a money grab. I don't think so. I've been feeling what Lumix has been doing lately, but this camera does not quite meet my needs for a travel camera. I'm so glad you said that. This goes back to my original freaking sentiment. The camera is not for everybody. And it's okay if it's not for you. It's okay. Not like there's 40,000 other cameras. Find the one that works best for you. So I appreciate you saying this, Jay, because there's so many people, instead of just saying that this is not the camera for me, they got to sit on YouTube, drop negative comments on everybody's video, let the world know how dissatisfied they are about a camera that they're not going to buy, instead of just going to put that energy into finding a camera that works best for them. I have one coming. Kofi has one coming. Cam has a real-time LUT coming, video coming. I have one coming also. That is what influencers are going to use DJI Pocket 3. Why go up to this for TikTok? Full frame. 6K open gate. Different strokes, different folks. There are two different tools. XT50 is fire. Feel the same way about real-time LUT. I feel the same way, but the real-time LUTs has been by the balls, right? Yeah. It's a system-defining feature. And that's what makes this camera confusing, because it's so good. But it's got all this stuff taken out of it. But at the same time, it's still so good. But they took all this stuff out of it. But at the same time, it's still so good, and no other camera can do what it does. But they took all this stuff out of it. But at the same time, no other camera at the price point and this size could do what it freaking does. It's confused, which is confusing everybody. Everything's free, bro. They're LUTs. They're not film sims. So they're LUTs. You can literally make your own LUT right from your phone and send it to the camera. Somebody can literally you can download. I know you bought my LUTs, for example, right? Shout out to you, because you got them LUTs, okay? My dog made sure you pulled up and bought my film LUTs. You can transfer them right to the camera. Scroll through them. You can even tweak them if you want to. If drama is maybe a little too cold for your preference, you can warm it up in the Lumix Lab app, export new LUT. Transfer the new LUT to your camera. Now you have a warmer version of drama, which is one of my favorite LUTs that I've made. That's the power of it, though. Typically, if you get a LUT and you want to change it, you have to go on the computer, reformulate the LUT. And okay, I'm glad you asked this. Let's say you use DaVinci. If you create a LUT on there, you know you have to use the nodes and everything. Once you export that, unless you save the project, now you just have a LUT file. You have no clue what nodes you use, what conversions you use, none of that stuff. Well, guess what? If you put a LUT on here, you can make changes to it, export a new LUT right on the fly. Now, true enough, it doesn't save. I kind of might have shot myself in the foot with that comment, because principally, I guess it's the same. But the fact is, you can do it from your phone, make new LUTs from the phone. I think is what I was trying to get at. Yo, Mario, what up? Preloaded. Yep, they're preloaded, and you can add more. Influencers aren't a monolithic social group, man. People use things for different reasons. Preach. I like big LUTs, and I do not lie. That's good. All right. I disagree with this. This statement is false. It's not correct. Megapixels do not equal better quality. We have to get rid of that idealism. That's not how it works. Megapixels does not equal better quality. Example. Samsung comes out with a new 150 megapixel camera every year in their Galaxy S line, and it's always trash. Apple, on the other hand, keeps using the same old 12 megapixel, and I mean in the 15s they put a 48 in there. But the 12 megapixel camera out of the iPhone can take a better photo than the 150 moon zoom-in lens than a Galaxy. Megapixels give you cropping ability and resolving power. So, got to point you out, this is false. I showed you the 85 to 50 is the same size. Don't let me figure out how to do real-time LUTs in this. Look, if Sony come out with a vintage camera with some type of real-time system, it's over. Yep. Did you find yourself focusing often, or did it feel like infinity focus? With this lens, it's pretty much either close or infinity. You turn on focus peaking, and it's easy. Happy Thursday. I hope they let the Lumix app work with the S5 too. Yeah, it will after a year. They got to sell out of these first. I get that. But the iPhone has a tiny sensor in it. This is a full frame camera. A dedicated full frame camera. Yep, hopefully soon. You know how I go. It's the same way when Apple come out with a new feature. Oh, they restricted to only the newest one, knowing for sure that all of the old ones can still do it, okay? But they got to use it to sell the new ones. Nintendo does it, like all of the businesses do it. All of a new exclusive video. When Zelda first came out, remember when Breath of the Wild came out? You think that's a bad example. You get what I'm trying to say? Mm-hmm. It will. So Lumix Lab eventually will replace the other one. Yep. I wouldn't. Get both. Keep both. The RX1R Mark II is a relic. That's a camera I wouldn't sell. Yep. So I actually asked them, will there be a way for creators to monetize the Lumix Lab app? Obviously, if creators are able to upload LUTs, will we be able to sell them? They said potentially in the future. But as of now, any LUTs that you find on the Lumix Lab app are completely free. And again, let me reiterate this. Let's say you already have LUTs that you purchased elsewhere. You can still upload them to the camera and make tweaks to them and export a new LUT. Now, obviously, don't do that and sell them, because now you're selling somebody else's stuff. But if you already have LUTs and maybe you have a LUT that's not to your liking, maybe you want it to be a little cooler or warmer, you want film grain on it or something like that, tweak it, export it. Now you have a new LUT with the changes in addition to the LUT that you already loved. Trust me, 12 megapixels is more than enough. The only thing 12 megapixels forces you to do is slow down and make sure the composition is what you want, because you don't have the same cropping ability like you would like the A7R5. The A7R5 that I'm using right now is 61 freaking megapixels. I could take a photo of this street and zoom all the way down the street on a specific corner of a house and it still look amazing. Can't do that with 12 megapixels. The moment you punch in, it turns into complete mush. So 12 megapixels just means you need to take an extra second and think about the composition before you snap it, because you got no recompability. Hope you're well, man. Thanks. Hit me up after this. I forgot to do it. Actually, I did do it. I never sent them to you. Hit me up after this. So Theoretically, you could. You just can't do it directly because the S5 2X does not support Lumix Lab yet. So you could export the LUT, but you would then need to transfer it to the S5 2X with, I think you have to load them onto the SD card and then import them into the camera. So this is where the main difference is. Yes, you have real-time LUT with the S5 too, but to get the LUTs onto the camera, you have to physically drop them on a memory card, go into the settings of the camera, import the LUTs into the camera. Okay. With the S5, I'm sorry, with the S9, you do it right over the air. Woo! Now that's a so I have all three cameras right here on the table. I have the S9 right here. All right, I got the ZV-E1 over here. I'm not trying to brag, bro. I'm not using things I own as a means of bragging. These are the three cameras I have on my desk right now. And the S5 2X and the ZF. So out of all three of them, the ZF is the best hybrid camera. Hands down. It is a fantastic camera. As a content creation camera, ZV-E1. As just a fun little shooter, S9. Now, S5 2X is also arguably, no, I stand back. This is the best mid-tier full-frame camera money can buy, hands down. The Lumix S5 2X. The Sony A7 IV is also they're neck and neck. They both have ecosystem advantages over the other. It just depends on which one is more important to you. But if I had to choose between those three, the ZF is the most capable. The thing with Sony, though, is you do have the amazing suite of lenses and digital microphones and little accessories like the DJI hot shoe adapter that eliminates cables for the DJI Mic 2s. Nikon don't have none of that stuff. So the Nikon is the better camera, but ecosystem-wise, the ZV-E1 got it on lock. Great question. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat. So, without getting too technical, filters only adjust the coloring of the image after they've already been processed, which in that case means you lose color depth, you lose those. I'm not saying that they look bad, but a LUT is done on a mathematical level before the image is finalized. There's that. So with the LUT versus a filter, because a LUT is actually doing mathematical calculations, equals better color depth, color accuracy, all of that stuff. So if I had a choice on would I use LUTs or a filter, even the built-in creative picture profiles, because the S9 still has the regular picture profiles like Vivid and all of that stuff that you could go through and customize. LUTs are going to give you better results. Also, you cannot go through like you can with the Lumix Lab app and tweak the picture profiles like you can with the LUTs. With the LUTs, you can literally go in there and tweak every single little thing. You can't do that with the built-in profiles. With the built-in profiles, you are limited to only the adjustments in the camera, which are fine for most people. But the thing is, you can't expand those. You can't add more of them. With the real-time LUT, you can. Are the LUTs proprietary? So this is a good question that we were trying to figure out. I don't know what format it stores the LUTs in. I don't know if they're cube files, but I don't think they are. I think Cam, as a matter of fact, let me see if I can find one. I don't think they're cube files. I think they're Lumix proprietary type of file. Hold up. I'll tell you what. I'll have to figure that out. I think they're proprietary. I don't think they're cube files. Fair point. My man Armando, thank you so much for the super chat, bro. My dog. I'm going to start hating on IMAX cameras because they can only record 3 or 4 minutes at a time. They can't record dialogue. They weigh over 50 pounds. They're extremely loud. It costs more than a house to operate. Fair point. Yet people still use them. You want to know why? Because no other cameras can do what they can do. That's why. You are paying for a commodity. Now, I need to go back on the statement. I said earlier that you can create a LUT using the Lumix Lab app, transfer it to a storage card, and import it into the S5 II or X. I don't know now that I think about it if that's true, because I don't know if the S5 IIX can read the format of the LUTs that come out of the S9. That's something I'll have to test out. X-Pan forever, baby. I said it in my video. Listen. Using X-Pan crop on any camera, whether it's a Fuji GFX 100, whether it's the S9, you won't want to go back to taking photos in regular 3x2, 4x3, 16x9, 1:1, 2:1. No. Once you start, y'all don't believe me. You think I'm lying to you. Let me go through this photo and let me make sure I don't scroll the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Need y'all looking through my photos and stuff. Okay. X-Pan crop. Fire. Without the X-Pan crop, it don't look so good. Still a great photo, but it does, like, there's just something so like dope and intimate about X-Pan. It almost looks anamorphic. Let me turn the brightness down so y'all can see it. And these are photos I literally took right on the camera. Didn't color grade them. These are right out the camera. X-Pan. X-Pan. X-Pan crop. I don't know how far I can keep going. You know, something might fall out my phone. You know what I'm saying? Can't play them games with y'all. X-Pan crop. X-Pan. Armando, thank you so much for the super chat, bro. I don't know if I said that or not. I'm looking for a comparison shot to show you the difference in perspective. Because honestly, once you start using X-Pan, you won't want to go back to taking regular crop photos. Here's a photo of Armando. X-Pan. Fire. Kofi. Fire. Me. Fire. Me again. Fire. So as you see, X-Pan 65x24 gives you a really like super narrow but wide look at the same time. It's so dope. X-Pan. We should get t-shirts that say X-Pan forever. Mm-hmm. We all hoping that, my man. And everybody got a plan till they get punched in the mouth. Yep. Yeah, it's quite the interesting camera. Like I said, this camera has identity crisis. I'm just hitting all these comments. There was a lot of comments. That's a fact. Sony is becoming boring. Okay. And it's only becoming boring because all of the other camera companies are starting to make them fun. Like, this makes me feel like my Sony camera is boring. Very capable. I trust it more than any other camera I have. I trust Sony's before any camera. But from a fun creativity factor, they're so good that they're sterile. Low key, I don't think Sony wants to be fun. That's funny. Like I only own Sony cameras, and I'm thinking of getting an S9 or Fuji 6 X106 for the fun factor. I'm not mad at that. You already got your workhorse camera. But when I pick up my Sony cameras, I immediately think work. When I pick up this camera, it's what dope stuff can I go shoot today? And for me, that's a big deal, yo. Like photography, like cameras are my job, but at the same time, I still enjoy using them. Like I can't wait to go out shooting again with this. Yep, that's what I just said. Makes me want to create, has no price tag. Absolutely. Get a camera. Well, why would you put a lens on it that weighs double the camera? You don't have to. And if you do, this is what it is. No, wrong. This is wrong. I'm calling you out again, bro. And much love because you always support my channel. But you are wrong. Real-time LUTs are fun, but not a game-changing feature. It's absolutely game-changing. Especially we could just apply those same LUTs in post. That's the point. That is where the point is. This camera is so that you don't have to do that. This camera is not meant for you to operate in post at all. It's taking that workflow and giving it to you in a simple, easy way to do it right from the camera using your phone. In addition to its small travel size and amazing specs and stuff like that, it's not the same thing. And this is why it's so powerful, because it takes that whole workflow and condenses it down in an easy to digest form that everybody can use, 39 of them at the same time. And then it adds in a social aspect. You can share them, receive them, download your favorite creators LUTs. This is absolutely game changing. It shows like Fuji needs to have something like this. Sony needs to have this. Nikon, like this shows what everybody needs to have. At 50, I'm taking this. I don't need a black magic. I don't like the black magic. I can't wait to get my hands on the Pixis, but the 6K, absolutely not. I hate that thing. But again, two different cameras. This is not a black magic competitor. It can only record for 10 minutes at a time. It has no SDI, HDMI. It's got it's got nothing. Like they're not even in this. They're the same price, but totally different. It's a minivan versus a Grand Cherokee. There you go. I'm a full frame snob though. Yeah, I put the 85 on there. I think I showed y'all. Dual purpose body cap. Agreed on this, Dave. Like I said, y'all, do not buy this lens. I'm telling you right now, don't buy this lens. If I didn't get this lens with the camera, I absolutely 100% would not buy it. Do not buy that lens. So oh, okay, we got us one, y'all. We got us one. So subtly creators wants Instagram filters in their cameras to make them more fun now. I knew there was going to be one of y'all in the comment section. Are you mad about this? Come here. Come here. Are you on your monthly cycle? Does this make your butt hurt? The fact that we want a fun camera, the fact that this thing is $1,500 and it has all these flaws and we still like it. You mad, bro? You mad? This is not for you, man. Yes, baby. Is Daddy working right now or not? Oh, but I'm still working though, right? Oh, okay. So I guess we can't have this conversation right now, my girl. Yeah, I'll put the lens on the S5 II. Now, mind you, the S5 II also has a cage on it. So I'm going to give you a comparison. Matter of fact, hold on. Okay, let me show y'all the comparison between the S5 II with one of the primes on versus the S9 with one of the primes on. Now, the S5 II does have a Condor blue cage on it, and the S9 has a small rig grip on the bottom. Tiny in comparison. That fake cannot take an ND filter because it's got no threads. Again, do not buy that lens. The ZV-E1 does not have anything similar to real-time LUTs. What are you talking about? You can load your LUTs on there with the SD card. It does not have real-time LUT. That is why it's called real-time. I know this right. At F8, you don't need no ND filter. Why do you think the ZV-E1 is better? A couple reasons trying to decide. For me, there's a few very polarizing reasons. Now, again, the ZV-E1 is $700 more. This is my workhorse camera. First of all, the low light sensitivity is crazy. It's got the same level of dynamic range as the Sony FX3 and the FX6. It's got the same dual base ISOs. It's got no rolling shutter problems. It can shoot 4K 60 with no crop in 10-bit. It can shoot 4K 120 with only a 10% crop in 10-bit. It's got active stabilization, dynamic stabilization. It's got auto framing built into it. It's just a really powerful little camera. It's got some flaws. It overheats, as y'all saw in this stream, which if y'all missed out, we had the biggest overheating save ever. But it's also $700 more. And it has stuff like a digital hot shoe, a microphone, and a headphone jack. It's got way more buttons and stuff like that. Like, it's just a more powerful camera all around. Yep, which is why I said the dude should not sell his RX1R Mark II. That thing is a relic. And it's got an EVF and a mechanical shutter, although it's got some weird quirks to it. Yeah, it's crazy. That thing is selling for so much right now. Because it's disgusting. Nobody puts ketchup on chicken. Ooh, that's a good one. If I could only choose one, an S9 or A6700 for photography, mostly some video, based on that, okay. I'm a bit biased to this answer. I love full frame cameras. There's nothing wrong with APS-C. APS-C is arguably just as good today as full frame. I just prefer full frame. So if I have a choice on a full frame or APS-C camera, I'm choosing full frame. And you are nasty. This is fair. I'm not mad at this take. It's not particularly great at any one thing. But I also don't think it's meant to be. The S9 is like a trap. Yeah, I feel like the S9 is like for travel professionals. I don't know how to explain it. It is a fun content camera, is what it is. And to your point, it don't know what it wants to do. It could have been, although I would prefer this camera hands down to the X106 for photography, hands down. But that's me. This, my friends, right here is who this camera release was for. Lewis said, I have an S5 2X and I use it for my paid jobs. I have some L mount lenses, so when I saw the S9 release, I really liked the idea of buying a camera for personal use when I go out with my family and kids. Bingo. The S9 will be the same use for me. My street camera for photography, my travel camera. When I don't have anything in specific I want to use, S9. It's tiny, it's powerful enough. And for me, the things I need it for, the things that they took out are not deal breakers. I'm not saying that I'm not pissed that they took them out, because I am. But they're not deal breakers for me, because if I need those things, thankfully God has blessed me with tons of cameras. So my use is different. But for somebody who doesn't have that, then that conversation is different. Agreed. Deal breakers for some. Fair statement. Fair statement. Bars. Oh, I love the Osmo Pocket. I got 49 videos on my channel about it. Y'all really was in here dropping comments, man. That's love. Let me tell y'all something. They are not going to add Lumix Lab to the S5 II or X anytime soon. Like the real-time LUT plus Lumix Lab is the ace in the hole that the S9 has that no other camera in the freaking industry has. So trust me, they're going to milk it for sales. You can bet that. There you go. Yeah, it's a wonderful weekend camera. Yep. Cam said it best. And this is the same for me. Film Sims, anamorphic full support, 6K30 open gate. Those three are enough for me to offset the disadvantages. And I'm not saying that the disadvantages are passable, because they are, questionable. But again, for me, the advantages of those three things by themselves, four things: the small size, 6K30 open gate, full frame, 39 built-in film simulations, internal anamorphic support with stabilization. Those four things alone, for me, and also for Cam, offset all of the negatives. Man, hit me up. You don't need to be behind a paywall. I can actually give you a demonstration. Actually, if you go watch my video on the S9, I have a demonstration in there. So that's a plug. Go watch that video after this video. Matter of fact, you can leave this live stream. Go watch it. It's about 13 minutes. And I put a demonstration of what open gate means. Essentially, because it's for, just go watch it and then come back if you got questions. But I feel like a lot of people are calling this a beginner camera, as in my first and only camera, which I think is terrible advice. I would not recommend this to anybody as the first camera. I wouldn't. Or only camera. I wouldn't. I would say save up $200 more, get the S5 2X or Sony A7C II. I would not recommend the Lumix S9 as the only camera you have. I'm sorry. Lumix could be mad at me for that take, but it's how I feel. Do not buy this as your only camera, because as an only camera, you will quickly outgrow its video limitations. You will quickly find out as your only camera, especially if you get into content creation, dang, I can't go on a photo shoot with this thing because I can't put a flash on it. I can't hear my audio because it ain't got no mic port. It ain't got a mechanical shutter. It don't got an EVF. Like, don't buy this camera as an only camera. Yep, it's small, lightweight. Another super chat. Thank you so much, man. Looking at ZVE1 to replace my A7 IV for content. A7 IV will be photo cam. Keep growing, brother. I think that's solid. Although the A7 IV is more than capable, I'm always an advocate of 2 bodies over 1. And the ZVE1 is a fantastic camera for content creators. Just be mindful, it can and will overheat. It overheated for me on this live stream today, earlier. It was a whole show. Okay. Nope. Lumix does, but even the ones that they have don't have it like the S9. Yeah, it's a great, as long as you can deal with the things it doesn't have, nothing can touch it at the price point. Nothing. 39 feels overwhelming. I wish it was 17. You don't have to use all 39. I only have like 12 on mine. But it's just the fact that it's capable of it. And not only is it capable of it, it's not even the fact that it's 39. It's the fact that I can hot swap them at any time. I can hot swap them, exchange them with people, download them, create them all in real time. Bruh, say it. This camera is the next Canon EOS R. Everyone was, I'll spare that for the stream, until they used it and it became the hottest camera a year later. I agree they won't be able to keep them in stock. They will not be able to keep this in stock. Max, the image quality is so... Listen, for people that aren't image quality snobs, use your phone. There's nothing wrong with that. There's a reason why I don't use my phone, because the image quality does not cut it for me. Plus, you ain't recording 6K 30 open gate. And there's disadvantages to filming with a phone too. Do you like people calling you while you creating? You like text messages going off while you trying to use your phone to create? Do you like connecting your phone to the computer and having to deal with music and iTunes to get the footage off? What happens when your battery dies out in the field? Can you swap to another battery right on the spot? What happens when you run out of storage? Can you put a new memory card in there? Can you assign a dial or button to change your ISO or white balance, or do you got to use the finicky screen? Do I need to keep going? Okay, both have advantages. The phone for me does not cut it. I'm not saying that. There's people that run a whole channel off their freaking phone, from filming to editing. I applaud them. Won't be me. Yeah, you don't have to use 39. Yep. It's game over. The man said it right here. It's game over. It's over. It's $1,500. So there's no headphone jack, but you can monitor audio on the screen. Yes. No stable. It absolutely has stabilization. It has stabilization. It has tripod mode or boost mode, whatever. And it's got anamorphic stabilization built into it. Yeah, it's big and nobody wants it. True. I don't disagree. Again, do not buy that lens. My kids come before everything. Always. Agree. So I'm hoping that Sony comes with a new RX1R soon. As somebody who uses a lot of Sony, we talk a lot with them. We do share feedback to them. And I remember my last conversation with my girl from Sony. I told her, like, y'all are losing out on a huge market share with these retro cameras that have this creative stuff built into it. I even sent her a picture of an AI generated one. So hopefully they got something cooking. Okay, so Cam with the explanation. Size matters for anamorphic. His driver's shots were shot on 6K 3.2 open gate anamorphic, and it was tucked into the corner of my windshield with minimal setup. Lots of moments to use it. There you go. There's an application for you on why having a small camera with anamorphic capabilities is huge. The Lumix S5 II is considerably bigger than the S9, bro. Way bigger. The Lumix S5 II has a huge EVF hump at the top. Also built-in fan. Also buttons and dials on the top. The S9 has nothing on the top. It's flat. So you can, like, I'm not saying the Lumix the S5 II is a huge camera, but the S9 can go places the S5 IIX just can't. It might not be. She said, serious question. If the Pro stuff doesn't matter, how is this better than the iPhone Max? Image quality. Look, there are reasons why cameras are better. I'm not saying that iPhones aren't capable. Arguably, it's the best camera out there because it's the one that everybody has and everybody uses. I guarantee you 90% of content you see online is produced with an iPhone. iPhone is convenient and it's good enough. But for us snobs, because that's what we are in this circle right here, all what, 60 of us in here right now, a bunch of snobs. The iPhone does not cut it. Not for me. I will whip my iPhone out to get if I'm missing a quick B-roll shot and I don't feel like running downstairs to grab a camera, or if I'm out somewhere, sure, in a pinch, it's great. The best camera is the one you got on you, and it's decent quality. Can it stand up to a full frame sensor? No. Ouch. Ouch. Same thing with the Pocket 3. The Pocket 3 is great. Can it compete image quality wise with the full frame sensor camera? No. And they also don't have the modularity. An iPhone does not have the modularity and dexterity of a camera. Those are important from a camera that you're going to use every day. For me, at least, they are. Always. Yeah, nowhere close to it. They don't care about it, but I care about it. And that's very true. 90% of people watching short form could care less about video quality. But again, who's the snobs here? Am I talking to a bunch of random TikTokers? No. I'm talking to camera snobs, okay? We love image quality, dynamic range, color depth, color grading. LUTs. Like, we're not average TikTokers. It sounds like you should just go buy S5 II. Let me tell you something. You know how many people ask me, what camera did you use for that reel? I know most people don't care about image quality, but there are people out there who do care about it. And here's the way I look at it. If I have access to a camera and my iPhone is right next to me, I'm going to pick the better tool for the job. I'm not saying that they can't accomplish the same thing. You could upload a video shot from your iPhone that will get way more views than the video you filmed on the camera. But everybody, I'll speak for me, I have a certain standard of how I like my stuff to look. And an iPhone just can't do it. You might not be that way. You might be fine with just using your iPhone. I'm not. I'm a camera snob. This is why I do this for a living. I love image quality. I love color grading. I love bit rates and dynamic range. I'm a nerd. Yeah, it's so fire. Yep, S9 can do way more. I'm not mad at this because it's smart. He said Sony clear image zoom. Then here comes Lumix with hybrid zoom. Fuji has film simulations. Here comes Lumix with real-time LUTs. Lumix is picking up Pokemon cards, as they should. Listen, if I'm the underdog in the camera space, I'm going to find every single little angle I can to give myself the advantage. So if they see that this is working from that brand and that's working from that brand, why wouldn't I take that idea? Because it's a fantastic idea. Listen, I've had conversations with Lumix, and they've even told me, and I won't say too much, that they know that their competitors do certain things better. But they also told me, listen, we're taking notes. And I said, respect, as you should. Because at the end of the day, it equals better for all of us. Can we crop on the app? Yep. 6K OpenGate is perfect for TikTok. Let me give you the longest short of why OpenGate is so fire. I can use one clip and get 16:9 and vertical out the same clip. I no longer have to film 2 clips. You just make sure with 6K OpenGate that you give yourself enough headroom. I could get 2 clips out the same clip because I'm recording the full width and height of the sensor. So as long as your subject is center frame, you can get a vertical crop and a horizontal. I was about to say horizontal crop out the same video clip. It's fire. Yeah, this is, and I'm not mad at that. That's why the title of this stream is called Controversy, because this is perfect, Max. It's so close to being good, but then there's a deal breaker at every doorstep. I understand that. You are right. But even with that, I still love it, bro. I still love it. So there's another mode that we didn't talk about a lot, and it's called MP4 Lite. So MP4 Lite, because you're right, 6K for TikTok is overkill. There's a 3.8K OpenGate option. It's only 30 frames a second. It's still 10-bit, but it's called MP4 Lite. 3.8K OpenGate, 30 frames a second. It is meant specifically for TikTok and Instagram. So you got both of them on there. You could say 6K is a waste. That's why there is a 3.8K MP4 Lite that's made specifically for TikTok and Instagram. That's a good one. I'm sure. So here's the thing. Here's the way I see that it'll go. I don't think creators are going to go give you their whole freaking LUT pack on Lumix Lab. They might put one LUT on there as a freebie. And then if you want more, here's my website. Because on the creator app, you also get a bio. And in the bio, you can put links on there. So, yeah, when you go to download it, the creator, I'll show it to you. The creator gives you a description of what the LUT is. Let me go back to it to show you. Okay, so for example, here is Emily. Emily is a really good photographer. So there's a bio of who Emily is. There's her YouTube channel. You could put any link you want there. And she gives you 4 LUTs that you could test out. So let's just say you like Emily's 4 LUTs, you want more. Emily's link is right there for you to purchase them. Perfect system. That drama LUT is so fire, bro. Appreciate that. Yep, it's crazy. I haven't been able to figure out how to get it to work yet, but they did say it's there. Oh, sorry. All right, there's so many comments. All right, I'm about to run through these last comments because we are pro. Don't you go, don't try to lead a stream yet. We ain't done. We ain't done. Halation, I don't think is in there. Also, don't think glow is in there. You can add film grain. What do I think Sony would do for the ZV-E10 Mark II? What camera is that, bro? If I had to guess, though, since you brought it up, they'll probably take the sensor out of the FX30 and the 6700 and add in all the new AI stuff. Sony is pretty predictable with new camera releases. Yep, live composite view is still on there. I didn't get a chance to try out hybrid zoom, unfortunately. So I will say that this camera for me is going to be more of a photo camera. This is a perfect travel photography camera for me with 39 film sims in there and a full frame and a package this small. Yeah, for me, it's I know that Lumix has marketed it towards TikTok because of that MP4 light option, but for me, it's been perfect. My favorite two things about it are photography and built-in anamorphic support. There's so many of them, bro. Yeah, so great point. Great point. Phones are good. Phones are getting better. But computational photography has not been able to outbeat physics yet. So, his 2014 Sony A5000 takes better than all photos than all his phones with the prime lens on it. Phones are good, but they cannot replace cameras yet. Now, as the sensors and phones continue to get bigger, I mean, they'll only get so big because of size, but as computational photography and videography gets better and they're able to create better sensors, eventually phones will probably catch up. But at the same time, sensor tech is also getting better on the camera side. So I don't know. I don't think they're meant to compete with each other. You use them together. You use your iPhone in places where you can't use your camera and vice versa. If I gave you a video file that was in 3x2 or 4x3, I told you it was OpenGate, how would that be different? OpenGate is recording the full sensor. Y'all are used to 16:9 sensors or sensors that are only give you a 16:9 crop. OpenGate gives you the full height and full width of the sensor. Man, the EOSR was hot, bro. You tripping. Okay, so we've been going almost 3 hours. It's time for me to wrap this up. At the end of the day, this is where I think the S9 stands. I'm going to give you my final thoughts on this controversy. The camera probably ain't for most people. The camera is meant to be a very tiny, full frame option out there. It comes in 4 different colors. And again, it is tiny, but it can still shoot 24 megapixel stills. It can still shoot 10-bit video up to 6K 30 open gate. It's got a 3.8K open gate option for you social media heads. Okay. It still gives you everything that Lumix offers when it comes to video support. Anamorphics there. Your photo and video assist are there. All of it's still there. Lumix never takes away stuff. Shutter angle. I shouldn't say never. They never take away video. Video core features is what I should say. Shutter angle is on this. Okay? And a package that's tiny. It can shoot real-time LUT, which is the game-changing feature for this. 39 customizable LUTs that you can hot swap, transfer back and forth, create, share, download, all in real time from your phone. and applied them to photos and video without needing to color grade in post. And a package this small for $1,500. But there's some cons. Lumix took away some very important things. EVF. It's a cold shoe instead of a hot shoe. No headphone jack. No mechanical shutter. It took out some pretty major things. But all in all, even with that, for me, a camera this powerful that allows me to shoot anamorphic, that gives me 39 different looks on a full frame in 10-bit for video, 14-bit raw for photos. Again, in a package this small, it's worth the trade-offs. For me, it's not the camera for everybody. It may not be the camera for you. But for people who already have another camera, this is the perfect extra camera. For people that are looking for only camera or their first camera, would I recommend? No. You will quickly outgrow it as a new creator because of the limitations. Unless you know for 100% fact that you'll never create long form video. If you know that, then fine. Fantastic camera. But as it stands, it is the most capable camera you can find at $1,500 in spite of its flaws. And it has a whole lot of flaws. But guess what? I still love it. And I could care less what you photo snobs say. I could care less how many paid shows you call me. I could care less about any of that crap. I love this camera. And I ain't being paid to say it. And we have been chatting for almost 3 hours. So, much love, y'all. I appreciate all of y'all who just been kicking it the whole time. All of the super chats, all of the support. We about to hit 70,000 subs on the channel. Man, I just appreciate y'all so much. It's hard work. Somebody got to do it, though. And I think that's it. Till next time, I'm out of here. Tight shirt, TerryWarfield. Much love, y'all. Stay blessed. Stay thankful. Piece of chicken grease. I'm out. Peace.